Hello, Supermodel Niki Taylor. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
It's such a pleasure to sit down with you and to meet with you because, like many people in the city and around the world, I mean, my teenage years, my adult years have been spent sort of staring at this face, and I have to say, it has not changed.
Oh, you're
Do you
so
feel that?
sweet. No.
No?
Underneath all this is a whole nother story.
Okay, well, we'll have to take
this
your
is
word.
a lot of good hair and makeup.
You got a teen. We've all got a teen. But,
and fantastic pants.
Let's talk about
pants.
the pants.
Yes.
So you're here in Montreal because you're working on, you're collaborating.
Yes.
This is not your first time with this brand.
No.
With Up Pants. Tell me about the pants.
Yes, so initially they reached out and I'm like, yes, I would love to come to Canada. So Up Pants are these pants that just fit every body type, no matter what age you are, what shape you are. And the technology gives you a flat belly, it brings the butt in and all those areas that we kind of just want.
So for someone
like
who's just had a baby like me, I'm leaving with some of these Up Pants.
Yes,
okay.
Definitely. But the styles and all
This
the
looks
prints are amazing, and I'm excited for this season.
Yeah, so they look fabulous on you. You always look, of course, well put together. And as I mentioned, we've been following you for all of these years. We were just talking. You started
I can't believe you just had a baby.
I did.
You're lying.
But 7 months is not just, right?
7 months is just, yes.
Just-ish. Okay, but you're a mom. You have like a posse
now,
of people.
yeah.
You have your own crew. And you have younger ones now. So let's talk a little bit about what it's like to sort of get back into the swing of things and to travel with the young kids this time. Because your eldest are, they're what, in their 20s?
My older are going to be 24 this year. My twin boys. Gosh, I can't believe I'm a mom of 24-year-olds. But yes, I started all over with my amazing husband, Bernie, and my daughter is 9, and my youngest son is 6, soon to be 7.
So what does it feel like to sort of be back in the swing of things now with the little ones?
Oh, I love it. I'm like, oh my gosh, now I was a single mom for 12 years before I met Bernie, and when I met him, I was in my 30s, and I'm like, oh, this is why people wait to have kids when they're in their 30s, you know. You're just more comfortable in your skin, you know who you are, you know what you want.
Yeah.
You know, it's, I was 19 when I had Jake and Hunter, so I kind of grew up with them. Yeah.
You have a daughter, right? She's 6 years old, and I just asked, 9, you said?
9, yes.
So I just asked you if you'd ever let her get into modeling, and your instant reaction was?
Well, because you asked me, you're like, you're 14. I was like, oh my gosh, I was 14. Because when Jake and Hunter were 19, I was like, I had you when I was your age. And they're like, no way, man, I couldn't imagine having a baby right now. I was like, yeah. So when you mentioned 14, I'm like, gosh, yes, that was young, but I don't know, I think back then I was ready. I was always asking questions about it, and you know, I just kind of enjoyed it. My mom was a photographer, so we always took pictures, and
you were comfortable with the idea.
I was, because that's where I spent my my chore money. My allowance went to buying fashion magazines, because they were all over my walls, all the Elle covers, Bazaar and Vogue, and I don't know, it was just, I just knew I was going to be in this industry somehow.
You knew you were going to be on those covers eventually.
Yes.
So eventually, maybe somewhere in the back of your mind you hoped you knew. Maybe.
One can dream, you know.
When you look at sort of what's happening in the fashion industry now, I'm super curious, because it used to be the era of the supermodel, right? The iconic women. And now sort of Instagram and social media has changed the game. Is there such a thing as a supermodel anymore, do you think?
I don't know. Yeah, you know, today we're influencers, you know, and you have to, you know, be a good social media person. You always have to have a message, and, you know, there is a fine line, and there's definitely a balance to all of it. But I love what it's so diverse now, which is what I love. You know, I want to see different shapes and sizes and colors and stuff. It's exciting now, I think.
Do you think that if you were starting out now, you would have been able, like, it's a different scene, right? Do you think you would have been able to handle it as well, or?
Gosh, I don't know. You know, I do miss the, like, let's just put down the phone and be in the moment. You know, let's unplug. I do miss that.
And being able to mess up without someone recording
right.
absolutely everything that you do, right?
Yeah. But I like that. I like the realness of messing up and, you know, not being perfect. So I like those.
And not having it show up on Twitter.
Yes, yeah.
Obviously, you're someone that many people look up to, especially in the fashion industry. Young women look up to you. Do you have, we talked about sort of how it was when you were coming up. Do you have any sort of key pieces of advice that you would give to anyone wanting to come into the industry now?
This industry is always changing. Now we have to be that influencer, and I think you have to be very careful with your message, and you are kind of this media person now, and everything is recorded, so just go at it with caution and make sure that the right message is getting out there. And but gosh, go out there, have fun. I mean, fashion is supposed to be fun, and I'm just very lucky that I get to keep doing it.
When you sort of look back at how it all started and all the different steps in your career, and with perspective now, does it all sort of seem like a dream? Did it seem, you must have had so many crazy stories and wonderful adventures. You've traveled the world, you met a bunch of people. Does it seem like a fairy tale a bit?
It's all just gone by so fast. I wanted to slow down, especially having kids, right?
Yeah.
Like, how fast did 7 months just go by for you?
My son has 2 teeth now. I don't even know how that happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wanted to slow down. Again, just very grateful to still be in it. It is sometimes, that's why I like the diversity, and the older models are still able to work too, because I'm considered old.
Although your face has not changed.
18-year-old
You're not
business.
listening to me.
Yeah. Thank you. But I'm again just lucky that I get to still do this every day.
Yeah. Would you get back into it in these sort of like the runways? Would you start it like that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was always so exciting. But I don't know. I kind of like the creative part. I'm enjoying the influencer part, and I enjoy traveling. I lifestyle, and this is just all of it.
Yeah. Would you get back on the runway?
I would.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially if I'm in up pants.
Especially in her up pants, you guys. That's a good spokesperson. I'm liking this. This is a tough one because I know, especially a lot of people in the limelight don't really necessarily like talking about themselves in this way, but. They talk about the it factor or the X factor, something that people can't really put their finger on, which obviously you had. When you look back, what do you think set you apart from the rest, right? Because, a lot of people wanted to be in your shoes, but didn't have it. Was it a combination of looks, personality?
I think it's a good support system. Definitely comes back to the people you surround yourself with, your agency. I have an amazing manager. I have great friends, and just a great family. That I owe it all to them. And a state trooper for a father. Yep.
So that's the advice, by the way. You need to get a cop in the family.
You need a cop in the family, definitely.
It's okay. So after the up pants, by the way, like what's next for you? You're entering this new world of influencers, Instagram, social media.
So more of all, traveling, and let's see, this summer, my husband and I are finally. My husband's never been to Europe. We're going to Europe this fall. And so I'm working there as well as here, and so we have a couple days to ourselves to kind of take it all in.
Kids, no kids?
No, we're not taking the kids.
Okay.
Not
well
this
deserved.
trip.
Well deserved.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's happening this summer?
This fall.
This fall, and then afterwards, are you continuing to do like more
work? Yes. Yeah. So I'm still working. I'm still modeling, and so yes, I do have a couple clients that I work with all the time. So
Niki Taylor, thank you so much for taking the time. Look at this face. Zoom in on this. It hasn't changed.
Can you believe 7 months? I'm just like
no. Stop with the me.
No,
I ask the questions here. This is
freak of nature,
she's like 19
in a good way.